Yes. Today is the big reveal. I am going to introduce you to the Entrepreneur Collection here at BCW Candle Boutique. And in this video, we're going to do some of behind the scenes of how we even got to this point. And then we're going to do the reveal of the 4 scents in the Entrepreneur Collection. So you're going to want to watch this video all the way to the end. And so now, without further delay, I'm getting ready to introduce you to the collection. Once again, some behind the scenes and then some amazing next steps. Stay tuned. All right, so the Entrepreneur Collection was created with the entrepreneur in mind. So, in addition to being the owner of BCW Candle Boutique, I'm also the owner of BCW Business Ventures, where I do business coaching. And so, with business coaching, I work specifically with Christian female coaches and service providers for coaches. And so, this entrepreneur line was done with entrepreneurs in mind. And so I wanted to be able to get some feedback from other entrepreneurs. So I did a private testing experience where I brought in 7 entrepreneurs to ask them for their feedback on the entrepreneur line because this collection is for them. So I wanted their feedback. And so we did a private testing event here in Atlanta. And so the women had the opportunity to be able to experience the various scents and then provide their feedback. And actually walking into the event, I had 3 scents and then I walked away with 4 because of their feedback. So I am grateful to these women for taking time out of their busy schedules as entrepreneurs to come in and provide their feedback on this opportunity and with this particular collection. And so once again, these are just a couple of pictures that we snapped from that day where you can actually see them in action, down there at the bottom, actually, once again, testing and providing their feedback. And so now, once again, this experience was the springboard in being able to introduce the line. And so now I'm going to actually introduce the line. But before I do, once again, I just want you to make sure that and and understand that there was a lot of time that went into the creation of this collection. And so now here is the entrepreneur collection. So there are currently 4 scents. So you see clarity, purpose, momentum, and abundance. And yes, they do still have the signature flowers on the top. So once again, each one of them will have the flowers on the top, just like the classic collection that we have, with the classic collection being joy, peace, love, renew and restore, and praise and worship. So the candle, that is our signature look, is to have the flowers on the top. And so one thing to note is I'm gonna also show you the scent note so that you know what each of the candles, the scents that contribute to it. And so just keep in mind when you're smelling candles, there's what we call top, middle, and base notes. So the top notes, that's the first scent that you smell, like even like when you take the lid off, that's gonna be the first scent that you smell. And once again, it's usually going to be a light, like citrusy or fruity scent. And once again, that's the initial impression, and then that evaporates very quickly. And then the middle note, that's the heart of the fragrance. And so after that initial scent starts to fade, then you end up smelling the middle note. And so as you can see, it's usually going to be floral or spicy or herbal. And once again, that's like the main scent of that particular candle. And then that scent that lingers is called the base note. And so that's what you smell like. Even once the candle is done burning, like you can still smell that scent. And so that's usually that woodsy or musky, like that scent, that lingering scent. And so I want you to keep that in mind. And so now I'm going to introduce you to each scent and the scent story behind it, and then also the scent notes. And so once again, with the first one that you saw, that is clarity. And once again, all of these were created with entrepreneurs in mind. So if you are in a space in your business where you're looking for some clarity, then you're going to light this candle. So clarity is that candle you light when it's time to quiet the noise and just get refocused. And that's what I want you to keep in mind. So if you know that you're in a space in your business where you're like, I need some clarity. There's some decisions that I have to make. Light this candle and watch what happens. And actually, one of the testing participants, she said, when I smelled this candle, I felt calm and like it was a cleansing to her. And so once again, this is just something where decisions need to be made. Light this candle and watch what happens, the level of clarity that you experience to be able to make those decisions as entrepreneurs. And then these are the scent notes for clarity. And so once again, these are the things that you smell initially, like even before you even, when you take the lid off, that's going to be that top note. And then the middle note, that's that main part there. And then the base note as well. So once again, if you need to experience some clarity in your business, you're going to want to light this candle. All right. And then the second candle, purpose. And so once again, this is the candle that you want to light when it's about remembering your why. Remembering your why, and why you even got your business started, and that big why, the big purpose, all of that behind it. So once again, sometimes we can get so caught up in the details of running a business that we can get away from that why. So light this candle, when it's time for you to get focused again in your why. And so this right here is a powerful scent for you to be able to remind yourself of why you got started in the first place. And so one of the participants says, this smells like purpose. Like when they smelled it, they're like, boom, this reminds me of purpose. So once again, this is the one you want to light when you want to get reconnected with your why. And then these are the base notes here. And so once again, that when you first take the lid off, you're going to smell the top note and then the middle note and then the base note. So once again, this is purpose. And then our third scent is momentum. And this one was the one that was actually birthed out of the feedback from the ladies at the event. So walking into the private testing experience, momentum wasn't even a thing. And walking out, it was because of their feedback. And so once again, this is the candle that you want to light when it's time to move, when you want to take action. Sometimes we can overthink a thing, we can get caught up in the details and we don't move, and we can be in that space of consuming and just not moving in our business. And so this is the one you want to light when you you have to take action. It's the to-do list, it's the things that you want to check off, it's the meetings, the things that you want to make sure that you get done in your business. Then momentum is the candle that you want to light. And if you notice, one of the participants, a part of their feedback was, it smells invigorating, like movement. Like they literally said, when you smell this, it smells like movement. And so if you know that there's some things that you need to get done in your business and you don't want to procrastinate anymore, then this is the candle that you want to light. And then these are the notes. Once again, when you immediately take off the lid, that's the top note. And then once again, that scent that hits right after that. And then the lingering scent as well. And then the final candle is abundance. And so this is the candle that you want to light when there is more that you are believing for. So if you're believing for more ease and flow in your business, more clients, more candles, more clients, more customers, more dream opportunities, more income, more prosperity, more doors opening and staying open in your business, then this is the candle that you want to light, is the abundance candle. And one of the testing experience, participants said that this candle, it represents overflow and abundance. Like that's what they smell when they smell this candle, the overflow and the abundance. So exactly what we were going for with that scent. And then these are the scent notes for abundance. So once again, when you take that lid off, you're going to smell that top note and then the middle note and then that lingering note. And I want you to pay attention to what's there for abundance. And so you got this right here is the introduction to the Entrepreneur Collection. So super excited about clarity, purpose, momentum, abundance. So if these are any areas in your business that you want to experience more of, having that clarity, the reminder of your purpose, that momentum where you know that there are things that you need to get done in your business, and then experiencing the abundance, the overflow, the prosperity more in your business, then that abundance candle is the one that you want to light. So just a few reminders. Pre-sales kick off the week of May the 12th. So you want to keep an eye on our social media pages here at BCW Candle Boutique. So we're on all social media platforms to get the exact dates. And then there are going to be some goodies that we're going to be doing as well for the pre-sale on our social media pages. So you definitely want to make sure that you stay connected with us on our social media pages if you want to experience and know what's going on with the pre-sales and where we're shipping and all of those good things when it comes to the Entrepreneur Collection here at BCW Candle Boutique. So I hope that you enjoy just a little bit of the behind the scenes when it comes to the entrepreneur collection and how we even got to this space and the amazing entrepreneurs that took the time out to provide feedback, the 4 cents that were birthed out of this particular collection that we are starting with the entrepreneur collection. And once again, as I noted, you definitely want to make sure that you tune in for the pre-sale. So certainly make sure that you're following us on all of our social media platforms so that you know what's going on with the pre-sales. And then, of course, with our next drop that we're going to do in the Glow Up series, which once again, this is our journey to take in BCW Candle Boutique to a six-figure brand. The next video drop that we're going to do, we're going to actually talk about the pre-sales and all of the behind the scenes and everything with that, with the pre-sales. So you definitely want to make sure that you stay tuned next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next drop when we talk all about the pre-sales and everything that's going on with that. So once again, super excited about the Entrepreneur Collection. You know, if you want to make sure that you are on it and that you receive the information about the Entrepreneur Collection, let me know in the comments. You know, leave the word Entrepreneur Collection and I'll make sure that you have all the information so that you're one of the first to know when it drops. So once again, make sure that you stay tuned to this Glow Up series that we're taking once again about this six-figure journey for BCW Candle Boutique. You want to make sure that you stay tuned and stay connected and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You want to make sure that you get all of this information. And so once again, we are super excited about this entrepreneur drop. Once again, if you missed any other parts of this Glow Up series where we're taking you through this journey, make sure that you check out the playlist. And so once again, until next time, Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we drop the next video, you guys once again, make sure that you subscribe and I'll see you next week. Take care.